Oh help! I feel without purpose. What is my purpose in life? I have thought about these questions thousands and thousands of times. Did you too? Let me know in the comments. Hi, my name is ALTY, and I have realized that for me, the best way to process life is over a good game. And so I have created this space here, where we play Crimson Desert, and we use it as an analogy for the real life. Whether we are solving a difficult quest or a puzzle like this one, or we are navigating through a map that feels empty. Grab a drink, make yourself comfortable, and let's see what Crimson Desert can teach us about life. So I just started this playthrough, and I have already asked myself this question a couple times. What am I supposed to do here? Is this a story game? Then where is the main story? I understand that this game did not really have a well thought through story to begin with. So then that means, is this some sort of, offline MMO open world RPG version where I can just run around and accept any quest that I can find, but yet I don't see any exclamation marks all over the place. So far I'm just following one quest. So is it maybe then just like a sandbox type of thing, like we have games such as Valheim, or like Conan Exiles, or Rust type of thing, where you just do whatever you want? So this is unclear for me, and it's kind of overwhelming. You see what I did here already? I asked with these simple questions, what is the purpose of Kliff here? Is Kliff supposed to avenge his tribe? Or are we supposed to run around and clean chimneys and be a local town's hero? Do I need to save the world with my abyssal powers? What is my purpose here as Kliff? And I bet, no, I dare to say that anyone that picks up this game is able to play it, is able to run around, complete any quest, epic heroic deed, and be a hero. Let's pause it for a second, hold the phone, go to the comments, and write down why do you think that I said is that anyone who picks up this game is able to actually play it. Why do you think that is? I'll give you 5 seconds. And while these 5 seconds are going, do consider giving the video a like and subscribe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ready? The answer is actually pretty simple. It is because we are taking the controller, the mouse, or the keyboard in our hands, and we're making Kliff move. We're taking actions, we're making the active decision to take the joystick and the controller and go do things. See? Drop the controller and the mouse. Drop it. Drop it. What happens? See how much Kliff is progressing. What is he doing right now? What is Kliff doing right now? The poor guy is just standing here being soaked in the rain, thinking to himself, why am I standing? What is my purpose right now? What am I doing here? I'm not moving. Nothing is happening. Nothing. Because I don't take control.
What do you do with the pot besides cooking anyway?
What you do with the pot besides cooking anyway, buddy? That is a question for the private rooms. Alright, let's keep that for ourselves. But now let's pick up the controller again, huh? I got the control. Pick up your mouse, pick up your keyboard, whatever you're playing with, and start moving the joystick. See what happens. What are we doing? Kliff is moving. Kliff is actually partaking in life. We can now run around. We can find new quests. We can meet new people. We can hear fun stories that are going around. This guy was wondering about the pot of a toilet. We could have engaged that conversation. We could have had a good talk with this person. So we let Kliff partake in this never-ending story journey of self-discovery. Yes, don't be scared. I did say never-ending. It does not mean that Kliff will never find his purpose in life. I'm just saying that we are all humans. And humans change with time. Through new discoveries. Through events. Take Kliff. Kliff was chilling with his stride. BAM! Butcher! Murder! Intestines torn apart. Throat slit. Thrown off a goddamn cliff. That is one of the most radical changes that we can have in life. And I wish this onto no one. Do I have a pigeon on my shoulder right now? Look, life gave me something. Thank you. White crow's letter. I will eat that in a moment. Thank you. Very fascinating. This is amazing. See, this is the part of journey of life that is so wonderful to see. Things happen. We can choose to interact with them as long as we're holding the controller. I could have just ignored that pigeon and shooed him away. But now I accepted it. And I can read through the inventory. I can see what it tells me. I can choose to discover more. There we go, we've got a wonderful letter. So unrelated to the backstory of every individual, I honestly think that it is much more fun to keep on playing the game rather than just standing still and looking at the idle animation of your character. Now, how do we give purpose to Kliff? Depending on how far you are in the game of life, you are more experienced or less experienced. I'm, for example, at the very beginning of this playthrough. So, if I look at this example, what is Kliff's, let's say, purpose? What can I do here? Well, I can, for example, look at his skill tree. I can go through the skills. I can start reading what every single skill does, what I like more about it, what I like less, what seems to be aligning more with my personality, my playstyle. Are there any things that are necessary to have? Anything that will benefit me in the future that I need to have? I can already plan things ahead and, let's say, calculate the skill points that I need. I can also tell which mechanics I like of the game. I like the fighting. I like whenever I'm having my shield up and whenever I can block and fight back tactically. I now and then like some archery. I very much like the abyssal powers that we're receiving with this claw and the spirit power, whatever this is. We can punch people. That is pretty cool. I like that. I also know that whenever I will be playing this game, I will be running around and doing a lot of side quests and not focusing on the main, let's say, storyline. Of course, I know that some games have, or some paths of life require you to get to a certain point before you have, let's say, achieved the necessary skills to actually do everything in the game. Like, I just received my wings to fly, I just received my claw power and my punching power with the spirit. So I assume that I have to progress just a little bit further to have everything I need. Okay? Now, I'm very sure
Wish I was paid for this.
that each and every one of you can also define which things you like more or less. Which skills you prefer, which skills you do not prefer. But what is now the purpose of... Oh my god, how am I supposed to fight all of these guys here at once? What is the purpose of all these skill trees? Why am I supposed to actually level them up? I can just choose to ignore them, no? I can just use the basic fighting skills, just shield, not use any abyssal powers, not punch them like this, spirit. And I can just ignore all the quest lines as well. I can just repeat the same basic fighting over and over and over again. No, I can use nothing. Just because it has no purpose. I don't see any purpose in having skills. I don't see any purpose in having doing all these quest lines. Why should I use the abyssal power? I just want to be basic, doing all the same time the same moves. That sounds pretty boring, no?
Time to trim the fat.
Doing the same light hit, light hit, light hit, light hit, light hit, light hit. Again, basic light hit. Yep, boring, boring. Yep, not even healing. Don't care. I'll just spam basic hit until the very, very end. That sounds very boring. Now buckle up, hot sausages, put on your helmet and safety goggles, because here comes the hot sauce! The reason why your berries are so sweet and why your crappy smoothies taste like nothing in the morning, guys. The purpose of your life. The explanation. Everything you need to know. Now, of course, I'm exaggerating. Okay, let's calm down. I hope you understand. But it is going to be one word. One word only. Okay? If anything, this one word should at least give you some clarity about some things in life. At least this. This is the bare minimum it should do. But of course, as I said, if you don't hold this, Kliff does not move. Okay? So, are you ready? Ready? Anticipation. Anticipation while I walk around. While I walk around. We are waiting. We are waiting. Anticipation. Tension building. Tension building. Because we're all waiting for the answer. And you're all getting annoyed. Waiting for the answer. Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2.5. No, 1.5. 0.25. 0. Happy clarity, guys! Congratulations, you. Alright, enough with this with the scrap. Let me just tell you. Here it comes. The one word is why. Yep. In case you didn't hear correctly, why? That's the one word. That's the one word. That's the one word. Why? Why do I like some skills? Why do I play with the shield? Why do I like doing side quests? What does it do to me? You know? What is the reason behind this behavior for me? For example, I like fighting with a shield because it makes me happy. I like it when I can do these satisfying blocks and fight tactically. I choose certain skills because they might benefit me in the future. I choose certain skills because I like how they are, because they fit my personality, because they fit with what I want to achieve, maybe. Huh? And why do I do certain quests? Well, I think I want to explore a little bit more of the world. And this might be the best way to get more experience points. And simply level up faster. I like doing these things. This is what I like. Oh, wow. Oh. I did not expect I could do this. Oh, look at it. We have just burned down the grass. Oh, look at how amazing it goes. That is some wonderful detail. Even the wood is... Oh, we have caused a fire. Oh my... Oh no. So what is now the purpose of Kliff? Why does he get out of bed every morning? What is his purpose? According to the story, he wants to go and avenge his clan find his tribe mates, probably. It's a very simple and a clear goal. Nothing bad about it. But the question is, since I am playing this character, why am I doing this main quest? If I see this path ahead of me, why am I doing this? Well, I am doing this because, of course, I'm forced to continue with the quest. I bought the game, so I need to continue. It's how the game has been designed. But is this the only reason for me to play this? I hope you understand what I mean. So, if the only reason for me of playing Crimson Desert right now would be just quickly assemble my teammates if they're still alive, and then just kill the big bad guy at the end, then I just receive at the end, congratulations! You gathered 5 guys and you killed the big boss. Done. This could be like a 2-hour story game without really anything to do. Just straightforward. It doesn't need to be an open game. It can be pretty simple. Nothing. But no, I do not play this game just because of the main quest. I play this because, for example, the art spoke to me. I very much like how the art style was designed. I, for example, very much like the game mechanics. I like the open world aspect of it. I saw that we can fly, and that spoke to me. All of these things were elements that I was interested in when I decided to buy and play this game. There is some magic, we've got abyssal powers, and we can pet animals, a lot of them. Great, 10 on 10, already convinced to buy this game. So asking yourself why, and looking for the meaning behind actions and events in life, is a very, very good starting point. And of course, as I said multiple times, we need to pick up the controller to get started. Kliff is not going to move by himself. I'm not going to follow this cat if I don't touch the controller, if you see what I mean. I can actually just stop here for a second. I really love this. It is really gorgeous. It is really wonderful. Look at this beautiful little... look at the water graphics. This is really, really, really peaceful and calming. The full process of finding one's reason to get out of bed and finding the purpose in life is one of patience, one of self-acceptance, and it's a beautiful journey. And I will try to cover this in more videos to come, because I can't fit it in this 15 minutes of how much I am talking already. But taking life in your own hands, picking up the damn controller, moving, exploring, stopping with this beautiful little puddle of water, thinking, reminiscing, reflecting, developing new skills, meeting new people, taking on new quests, doing all of these things and asking myself why. I sit here, why did I stop here? Well, because I find it very tranquil for myself. I find it peaceful. I like it. It lets me cool off. It lets me think about some things. I enjoy the little beauties of life. I become more, let's say, mindful of my surroundings. I breathe, I sense, I feel the breeze. There is a meaning behind this. What does this do to me? What does this do to I? Doing this is a solid start. And doing this questioning and holding the controller, this is a solid start. And voila, my friends. This is the end of my talking. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you found this type of video useful and interesting. And remember, Kliff does not move if you don't pick up the controller. Have a wonderful day, everyone.